Battle rap. Bro, battle rap. Y'all never cease to amaze me, man. Battle rap never ceases to amaze me. Go in here, get the likes, share out the live. Y'all already know. Let's get it. And before we do that, man, you know what I'm saying? We do got an interview tonight. Lord, we got an interview tonight. We got Caution tonight. We got Caution pulling up on the channel tonight. You know what I'm saying? Definitely about to respond and address a lot. But I got to address a lot too because I don't typically get into the behind the scenes drama. I don't typically do that. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep out the fray. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like my name being dragged into this. But since I do cover RBE and I have covered RBE for about as long as I've been blogging, I think if anybody, everybody else got an opinion, everybody else just said their piece. I've heard people hear one side of the story and go ahead and do a blog. I didn't hear people hear two sides of the story, go ahead and do a blog. So me, I just sat back. I just sat back and listen. I've been listening, you know what I'm saying? People been reaching out, trying to do interviews on the channel regarding, you know what I'm saying, the topic of RBE, the brick process, and everything else. Again, battle rappers, disgruntlement when it comes to like their status in the culture, or when it comes to their career, or when it comes to like personal or relationships that they, you know what I'm saying, that have turned sour. That's not my business. Not my business, typically. You know what I'm saying? But this is, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to RBE, you know what I'm saying, I got a lot of respect for RBE. Obviously, have the utmost respect for ARP, Lawrence, and what they have done and what they've created over at RBE. But I got a lot of respect for Wing too, and I need to say that. I got a lot of respect for Wing. Like I said, I've been covering RBE since I started doing battle rap, since I started blogging. So Wing was one of the first people that actually took interest in me, in my platform. You know what I'm saying? First maxed out event, she let me know where the press conferences was at. Like she really didn't have my back in some situations, and she didn't got me right. And she didn't got me right when I've been out of pocket. However, gotta address some things. You know, again, like I said, I done had a lot of people hit me up about doing interviews, when them wanting to get their thoughts, their opinions, and I really kind of sat back because one, I don't like to report again the behind the scenes, the he say she say drama. Like a lot of that is hard to keep up with, and I don't keep up with it. So it'd be like, why am I talking about something I don't have a full grasp or a full understanding or even a full thought on what is actually going on? I don't like just jumping to assumptions and conclusions, which is probably bad because, you know what I'm saying, I'm in battle rap blogging, but you know, we here. So, you know what I'm saying, again, thumbs up the video. Shout out to Joey 9, the commission. Again, like I said, we got the Caution interview, which is gonna be a different type of interview for me. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm gonna follow up with Caution before she, you know what I'm saying, before we sit down. I'm going to ask her some tough ass questions, and I'm going to push back and ask her some things that were directly taken from the live last night. If you didn't see, Wayne has pretty much sat back and first of all, let me backtrack. The 6'8" interview. Let me backtrack to the 6'8" interview. Shout out to my dog 6'8". I didn't know that interview was going to end up talking about RBE to the extent that we was talking about RBE. I knew, again, people wanted to know where he was at, whether he was a brick, not a brick. But you know what I'm saying, when you come on my platform, I'm here to let you get your story out. I don't do a lot of back and forth. I don't do a lot of pushback when it comes to the entities that are on my channel, because I feel like this is their opportunity to tell their side of the story, get out their thoughts and opinions. If anytime I want to do my thoughts and opinions, I do something separately. And that's why I'm doing this versus putting my own thoughts and opinions, embedding it, intertwining it with whatever Caution thoughts and opinions are, because I can tell you for sure they're not going to be the same on everything that she every opinion that she has. So again, what she does tonight is going to be her opinion. What I do right now is my opinion. So I'm going to give you my opinion on this whole RBE brick thing and everything else. But like I said, at the end of the day, one thing I want to say about this 6-8 interview, I did that interview because he asked to do that interview. I did. If anyone took offense to that interview, I know me and Wing and I have already spoken because I let her know. Because again, I try to be upfront. I try to be honest. I try to let people know if I feel like I'm about to have talk about a particular subject that can put you in a negative light, or if I'm about to bring on a entity that may not, you know what I'm saying, put you in the best light. I don't know how Caution gonna be pulling up tonight. But again, I reached out to Wayne, let her know that I'm doing the Caution interview tonight. And she said, well, okay, cool. You tell me about this one, but what about the 6-8 one? Again, when I did the 6-8 interview, that was about the Capo. That was about Capo and him having the battle on OSBL. The RBE thing was, again, like a question that came up because everybody wanted to know what's up with the bricks. What do they feel of ARP retirement? What's up with RBE? And again, I'm a blogger. I'm going to ask the questions that the people want to hear about. Now, I also say this. I understand that this interview got a lot more attention than even what I thought it was going to get because my dog Angry Fan took that as a Mad Dog 2020, you know what I'm saying, and some irking jerk, and just decided to get completely blitzed and bring up the interview on this live, which I respect Angry Fan for that because he didn't have to shed light on my channel or that interview. But obviously he has a huge following, a huge support system. And anytime he says something and that particular live catches that much attention, of course, everything is gonna get blown up and gonna get ostracized. And he has a very colorful way of presenting information. So shout out to Angry Fan. So I'm definitely not mad. I appreciate him shouting me out and shouting out the interview. That was dope. But I also say this. Wing addressed a lot yesterday. I listened to 2 hours, all 2 hours and 12 minutes of her live yesterday. And she addressed the PAYNE situation. Now, PAYNE. When she was talking about this, I was listening. And I remember this. I remember the Coach versus PAYNE battle, which was a big battle. But one of the reasons that you said you had a problem with the battle was that y'all were friends and y'all was homies and you didn't understand why y'all was battling. Well, sir, let me explain something to you. And this is with all due respect. At the end of the day, Verb and Hitman battle. With all due respect. Hitman and Sue Surf battle. With all due respect. Rex and Shine battle. With all due respect. Official and Jazz battle. With all due respect. Geechee and Rum battle. With all due respect. If you're not understanding the theme here, this is battle rap. And when you got into battle rap, my guy, you got into battle rap by yourself. You did not get into battle rap for you and Coach Corleone to be the number one and the number two. It's only one top dog at that mountaintop, my boy. So yeah, you can bring your homie as far as you want to, and maybe you didn't understand why y'all were battling so early on in your career. My opinion is she was trying to capture the momentum. Now she's saying that this battle was already booked for a previous event anyway, but then you ended up getting a battle in the Blue Room. A bigger look. You ended up getting the battle in the Blue Room, a premier platform. You ended getting the battle in the Blue Room with more eyes, a pay-per-view. People recap that battle. One of the best battles on that card, one of the better battles of the year. So yeah, you might not have liked the timing of it, but there's a method to the madness. And that makes sense. To me, if this is a brick process and the point and the objective is to get you as far as I possibly can, is to help propel your profile, help propel your platform, it would make sense that if I can get two names on one of the biggest cards of the year, I would do that. Hello? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Don't that make sense? So, Payne, let's put this in perspective. Let's just say you was on URL and this battle was booked for a PG, right? But then you and Coach Corleone, y'all name was buzzing. So they took it off. They took it off a PG event, and let's say they said it was the opening of Summer Madness. Let's say it was the opening for Gnome. Are you mad then? Because that's the same thing that they did. They gave you an elevated platform. They gave you more opportunity. That was a launch pad for you and Coach. Even you, to your point, said who you talking about. You battling Av, Ill Will, all these names after that battle. But you need it. You can't highlight the battles you got after that, but also acknowledging that battle helped you get those battles as well. I didn't understand that. I don't understand that. So maybe if there's a platform who has an interview with Payne and they can break it down, maybe he can reach out to me and we can, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, that made purpose. I watched it from afar. I was locked in. I've been locked in on RBE. So I'm not somebody just clickbaiting, just following y'all because it's the thing of the day. It's a microwave topic. I've been following y'all. I've been tracking y'all. Go back and watch. I've been doing recaps, been doing interviews, been talking about bricks versus intake, been telling anybody who listen on this platform that RBE, that brick process, got some of the better battlers, period. And they got some of the best battles, period. Everything ain't about your tier status. Everything ain't about, you know what I'm saying, where the people see you. I'm looking at the work. Shout out to the set in the building. Shout out to the set in the building. Hit the likes. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. So, Payne, I didn't understand that. And then you mad. Then you bring up, you felt like Caution was gassing bars. If she was, so what? If she was, so what? If you felt like she was doing a lot, okay. That's her opinion. She could be doing backflips behind you for Coach Corleone. But I say this, it makes me want to go back and watch because I remember the controversy around this. I absolutely remember the controversy around when this battle happened. And it was highly debated. Now, it's one thing I also do agree with you. It's also one thing I actually do agree with you, Payne, when it comes to Wing in that interview she was doing yesterday. And I got a little pushback for you, Wing. I got to be honest. Now, you did say there was a bunch of other reasons. You said there were other reasons that led to Payne's disgruntlement surrounding the battle. But when you first presented that battle on that live yesterday, you absolutely stated that he was mad about the results of the battle and how the battle turned out. So I agree. If that's the opening statement, that's pretty much your thesis. If we're talking a college paper, that was your thesis. That Payne was mad because of the result of the battle. Not talking about, you didn't talk about the promotion first. You talked about the promotion afterwards. You talked about the screenshots afterwards. But what you led with, your leading statement, when you opened up about this Coach Corleone and Payne situation and the fallout with you and Payne and, you know what I'm saying, all that other stuff, you did lead with that. So I agree. Like that can be an interesting, it can be taken out of context. It can be taken out of context. So I agree with that. But Payne, I don't agree with you I don't agree with any, if you battle rappers thought that y'all could be friends with y'all homies the whole time and you would never have to battle your homie, you was out of pocket. Because if your homie was any good, you should want to battle him. You absolutely should want to battle him. It can only be one at the mountaintop. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a beam. I'm just keeping it a beam. So then we get to Caution. Again, these are my opinions on what I've seen, what I've heard. I'll let Caution speak for herself tonight. This is Temp speaking for Temp. So thumbs up the video. We're going to get to this caution stuff. Oh. Notes. Okay, when it came to caution, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the things that Wing said in that live yesterday, one, this ain't nothing new to me. To be honest, nothing new to me. Secondly, when she talks specifically about caution in her year that year and protecting the brand and the quote unquote losing streak that she was on, she ain't lying. Let's not act like, and I've told Caution's been on this channel, and I've told her, you went from the hunter to the hunted. You don't want, you know what I'm saying? Because RBE and at that time, Chrome 23 was so invested in you, you were getting plates, and your trajectory outside looking in had you on a launch pad far succeeding anybody that the bricks was doing. You was the leader of the bricks. You was the logo of the bricks. You was the first lady of the bricks. You was one of the ladies for RBE. But in the same vein, we're not going to act like you wasn't in no dog fights that people had you losing. And this is the consensus. And when Wing, I think in business, you try to make a decision for the consensus. And when she talks about having to protect the brand and protect caution from caution, it's just like a fighter who is on a losing streak. Sometimes you got to reset the algorithm. Yeah, the only way to get better is to fight. But if you consistently losing, or you're having debatable battles with people you shouldn't be having debatable battles with, as someone who is invested in you, as someone who has plenty of time, energy, financial means into you and your career, if I see it backsliding, I have a duty to cut my nose off to save my face. That duty not only applies to you, Caution, but it applies for RBE, because she has to protect the brand. And if the brand is out there losing battles or having debatable battles, that's a bad look. We can get into specifics. Yeah, you can talk about battles like C3. You can talk about battles like matter of fact, we're not even gonna guess with it. I'm just about to go to YouTube and pull up your YouTube. One thing about it, hit the likes, man. One thing about it, you got YouTube drops, so we don't have to play around with it. We can go caution verse. And let's really talk about it. Again, you and First Lady Flames. It was a great battle, but guess what? Consensus is you might have lost that. When you start talking about, then you get into battles. So you got the bigger names like that, like C3. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe higher tiers. But then you also got battles like, respectfully, Gwitty. The Gwitty battle was a debatable battle. I had him clear in the first. I had you in the second clear. And the third is debatable, but I exited Gwitty. Respectfully. Like, these are losses that you cannot be taking when you are considered the logo, when they're trying to prop you up. Because, again, you're also getting compared to the Hustles. You're getting compared to the Jazzes. You're in those type conversations. I don't know if you checking their stats. You in the coffee type conversations. That's the names that people were trying to associate you with, especially when you was on your when you was on your Wody. you know what I'm saying, rookie of the year, right into Wody finishing. I think you might have finished like top 5 for Wody. 4 came in at 4 or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's more like to be a draw. You can be a good battle rapper, but that's all good battle rappers a company cannot hang their hat on. You can hang their hat on somebody who's marketable, someone who's driving the numbers, someone who entertainment matches the same drive that they have as a battler. When the promotion and the, you know what I'm saying, the marketability, when all of that aligns with the battle rapping talent, boom, that's when you get your superstars. That's when you get your top tiers. That's when you start becoming a draw. But what I heard from Wing is saying they looking at the numbers. She's saying that your name was not driving numbers in your state. That is damning. It is, bro. And again, I don't know the numbers, so I can't say that that's true or not. But that ain't the first time I've heard that. That ain't the first time I heard that there was lower tier battlers on that card that brought in more numbers and brought in more of a following. That's not the first time. So I see a lot of people like, one thing I don't question when it comes to Wing, I don't question her business savvy. I don't question her vision. David, you said she came out the gate cocky and got humble quick. No, again, it wasn't even that. She came out the gate working. She was working and she was surprising a lot of people because she is so talented. And she was continuing to surprise a lot of people. Again, the run that she had for Rookie of the Year, the run that she had in Chrome 23, mind you, she did shit like battling Bonnie twice in a month. You know what I'm saying? She battled her on RBE, then turned around and battled her on Chrome 23. She took names and she had battles that warranted the spot that she got. But all in the same vein, again, when you go from the hunter and there are no expectations on your career, on your performance, on who you are as a person, and then you start to get names, you're starting to get bigger names, and more eyes are starting to be watched, and you go from, oh, okay, it's cool to start having debatable battles in the beginning, but at the end of the day, you gotta win. You gotta win these battles. The only way RBE can continue to invest in you, continue to market you, continue to help your career, help propel your career, support your career, is by you winning battles. If you're not a Snake Eyes, one of the best promoters in battle rap, if you're not a Snake Eyes and you're not winning battles, no, it's definitely going to be one of them ones tonight. I can't wait. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to hear from you. But again, these are my opinions. And again, when you go from the hunter to the hunted, and some of these battles that I'm watching, they're some of the better battles that I think in women's battle rap, but I can't say clearly that you're winning all these battles when they're giving you big names, top names, and then the battles that I feel like you should clip motherfuckers. They're giving you their best. They're throwing their kitchen sink at you, and they're making the battle closer than what it is. That says something. And it's again, if you're not going to clear people like a Rum Nitty, then it's very difficult to say. It's very difficult to continue to promote you. It's very difficult to continue to invest in you and continue to push you. So I understand the business aspect. Oh no, Caution, it's all good. You know you my girl. You know you my girl. It's all good. We about to have some fun tonight. We definitely about to turn up. But again, one thing that Wing also said in her live is that she wants to know how they move forward. She wants to know how can her and Payne move forward. Her and Payne, I don't think Payne and Wing is salvageable. Like they can't even have conversations. Like Payne, you can't be telling no grown woman like to talk like a lady. Like that's crazy work, my boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. You was kind of wilding. You was kind of wilding in that moment. You was definitely wilding in that moment. And then I mean, she even addressed the 6'8" thing, and essentially what she said with 6'8" was they just didn't renew the contract. They just didn't renew his contract, and you know what I'm saying? That happens. Players don't get re-signed in the NFL and the NBA all the time. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's not news. That's not newsworthy. So I think, again, like I said, I want to shout out Jay Bree because Jay Bree reached out to me last week. And I told him that I had to finish watching Angry Fans Live, which I never ended up watching that whole thing because it was a lot going on. My boy was lit. My boy was lit. So if he wants to spin back around, we can definitely do an interview so I can get his side of it. But I just think, again, at the end of the day, I personally do not believe that any of these decisions have been personal. Who was that she battled on the roof? RX. No, she beat RX. She beat the dog shit out of RX. But again, respectfully, and I love RX. We're not about to act like she a top name, though. Salute, Tim. Check the commission in the building, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Now, she did have that rooftop battle with RX, and she did her numbers in that battle. And I think the thing is, for Caution with me, it ain't like Caution be having bad performances. It just be surprising when people meet her there because, again, we've elevated. I put her pen in what I feel like is some of the highest conversations in battle rap. And I'm not talking just RBE. When I say battle rap, URL, OSBL, We Go Hard, She Go Hard, Black Ice Cartel, like her pen is one of those. I believe her pen is one of those. So I'm not measuring her against anybody else but one of those. When we say, hey, Caution, we want to see you versus Coffee. That's a big name. We want to see those type of battles. We want to see what you would do with a hustle. We want to see them type of battles. But we got to get the momentum for those battles. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And sometimes, again, when you are a business owner, like Wing is, when you are a decision maker like Wing is, sometimes you do got to make tough decisions. I understand that. I'm a boss in my own right. Sometimes you got to make tough decisions. And I remember, hey, Joey, I remember the hustle call out. I absolutely remember hustle called out Caution. Again, this is what I'm saying. But I think in order to get those battles to make sense, we got to go on a run. We got to go on a run. We got to get opportunities. We got to make it make sense. And I felt like, again, outside looking in, that Caution and Wing were an amazing combination. They did an amazing job to get Caution to the point that she's at right now. Oh, you already know, Mama Wood. Like I said, I haven't covered any of this RBE behind the scenes fallout because one, I didn't have all the information wasn't public. I heard, of course, we heard from the battlers, but we hadn't heard from Wing yet. And I'm not, because of my respect for Wing and what she's done for me and what she's done for battle rap, I'm not going to talk about a situation until she, you know what I'm saying, gives her side of the story. Because at that point in time, I can mesh the two. We're not holding RX to no high standard. Again, like I said, she smoked RX. RX is not a top tier name, though. RX is good. She's good. She's gotten better. But at the end of the day, we are not about to sit here and we're not saying that RX is one of, like, no, we're not. She's cool. RX is cool. She has potential. But Caution went in there and showed her that she's a vet, that she big dog steps. But what we got to see is her big dog stepping in these bigger matchups. That's all. We need clear wins in these bigger matchups. She's now the hunted. When you become the draw, when you become the main event, we're expecting, again, we are expecting those main event performances, those main event outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the building. Thumbs up the video. Got about 80 here. Over 80 people listening on the YouTube. I know we got followers on X right now. Mr. All the Way 89. I appreciate you. My guy from Chicago. I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna just say BD. I'm gonna just say that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Shout out to Joe 89. Playboy Princess as always. Naheem, Angelo, Trap House Booming, David, the Soul Bro, Caution. And again, we have the Caution interview coming up tonight. Again, I'm gonna let her do what she do. I'm gonna let her do what she do. Hit the like buttons. Hit the like buttons. Yeah, amen. You know I can't say your name, man. You're doing a lot, my boy. You're doing a lot. No, man, it's really about just, I think for me, and I'll be honest with you. I understand the importance of preserving relationships. And I also understand the tension that can be created when business is involved. So for me, I don't ever want to I separate my personal feelings from the business. This is business. This is not my personal feelings towards Wing. This is not my personal feelings towards Caution. This is the business. My interviews with 6'8", my interview with Caution is the business. It's not an intentional, I'm looking for somebody to slam. Hell no. I don't. If that was the case, I would have did the Caution interview 3 weeks ago when I first reached out about it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't that. I don't do clickbait stuff. I just don't. My channel is my channel, and I cover what I cover. What else is going on? Yes. So back to regularly scheduled programs. We also got an announcement. A lot of us have been wondering who is Brick, who is Intake, who the hell is on this roster. You know what I'm saying? We out here looking for hello. My name is patches on some of these battle rappers. So thank you for Wayne for coming out with the flyer. You know what I'm saying? And you get to see everybody that's a part of the brick process. And I'm gonna go ahead. Now I don't know what these B1 means. I don't know if those are necessarily rankings of some kind, but you got Will Major, Coach Corleone, Marvelous, OG Prime, Raw Image, Sino Savvy, I Am Spoken, Bland Montana, Notes, Ziggy B, Def the Kid, Faith, Sniper, Zay, Miss Ill, Dollar Bill, Murder, Infrared the General, Be the MC, Jay Breed, Peaches, Cash Kid, and Young Reddit. Those are your bricks. Those are your bricks. So you know what I'm saying? There is, I'm glad she finally cleared the air. But one thing she also got coming up is RBE got a big battle coming up. RBE got a big battle coming up. To have your face 10 times bigger than the battlers is crazy. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Again, people act like they didn't know who she was. They gotta know who's stepping. They gotta know who calling the shots. But I will say this: it is going down. Mutual hostility. RBE presents Mutual Hostility. The Bricks versus Battle Academy. Now I saw the ARP. What's his name? Steers from Battle Academy. I saw the face-off. This is what I would say. I would never. There's no point in getting into a face-off with ARP. There's no point in getting into a face-off with ARP. He plays too many mind games. He plays way too many mind games. Like that. That was I knew what ARP was doing when he started deflecting. Soon as Stiz got up there, he started talking about Drake and Kendrick, threw that man game all the way off, and then came right back and said, I knew it. You was prepped for this. You came in with a plan. You came in with an agenda, and I've been throwing your whole algorithm off. And I mean, it was a good back and forth, and I appreciate the back and forth. But we definitely got an event going down. July 20th. And I want to say shout out to my guys from Battle Rap Outlet, because I found out they will be doing commentary. I heard that they'll be doing commentary for the questions. There will only be questions that only Caution. Yeah, no. As far as tonight, there will definitely only be questions that Caution can answer. We're gonna get into that. But again, July 20th, RBE presents Mutual Hostility to Bricks vs. Battle Academy. I ain't gonna lie, Battle Academy. Y'all better get your get back. You better get your get back. You better get some get back, Battle Academy. Last time y'all did this, so I'm excited for this. I'm super excited for this card. Shout out again, like I said, shout out the Battle Rap Outlet doing a commentary for the pay-per-view. I think that is super fire. I don't know why I didn't get the call. I don't know why I didn't get the call to host. I still think I need to be hosting battles. I still think I need to lock me in to host these battles. But you know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all handle it when Qua. But we actually got an announcement though. So let me show y'all the card, or not even show y'all the card. Let me show y'all the flyer for this. Make sure y'all thumbing up the video, please. So you see it's going down in Hampton, VA. Go get your tickets on rarebreed.com. There will be a pay-per-view. Again, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if I get the call to host. I know, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully I get that call to host, so I actually be in the building for that. If not, I'm definitely gonna be buying the pay-per-view though. I'm definitely gonna be buying the pay-per-view though. And matter of fact, even to take it one step further, they actually dropped a battle. They actually dropped one of the announcements today, and I got the flyer for it. So let me pull up that. Caution funny as hell. She said, get her name right. Spell her name right. But it's actually going down. So the first battle that was announced, D.I. the Henny Man versus Peaches. Now, my boy D.I. been on a little run. My boy D.I. been on a little run. Heard he got crazy at bullpen. Last weekend. Shout out to D.I. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Trappers. We all back lit. Oh. And tell her whoever got any problems with that. But no, I'm super excited about this. Peaches is one of the girls from RBE Entertainment. She's one of the girls getting the push for the bricks. So I'm excited about this one. I remember watching Peaches a few years ago. So she's definitely talented. She definitely fire. But like I said, that boy D.I. been on a run. He been on a nice little run. And you know what I'm saying? I know at one point in time, like his goal was RBE, but even you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if that still is the goal, but I think at the end of the day, I think it's about the work and the productivity and just showing that, you know what I'm saying, that you do have ability. And he's definitely been doing that. So oh man, we now Playboy again. Playboy, I told you to DM me, man. We gotta get it. We gotta talk about some things. So yeah, DM me. But yeah, make sure that y'all pull up to the Caution interview tonight. I'll show y'all the flyer for that real quick. Shout out my brother Deadass Talk. Let me see. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? My brother do got Canva. I will say that. My brother definitely has Canva. Boop. Share. So yeah, man, that's the flyer for tonight. Make sure that y'all tune in. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. So it's gonna be a good one, man. I'm definitely looking forward to Caution. Looking forward to what she got to say. Looking forward to talking about her upcoming battles. Of course, we're gonna talk about the RBE situation, but she do got a good battle. I feel like coming up with Rain, Fire, Moon. Rain is somebody that I've been following since the beginning of her career. So super proud of what she been doing. So I'm excited to hear Caution talk about that, what she actually got going moving forward, because she is still able to be signed for Full Circle battles. I know everybody looking at ARP like, where is Maxed Out for? I'm looking at ARP like, where is Maxed Out for? Like, Full Circle battles is cool. Trey Stewart battles is cool. We need a Maxed Out for. We need a Maxed Out for. But again, tonight gonna be about her, bro. I ain't asking. Tonight is whatever she gonna divulge, she gonna divulge. I wanted to separate my opinion from her, so no one can say anything that happens tonight. No, Tim Check, you want to hear his opinion on things? You watch this live. You want to hear her opinion? You want to hear Caution's opinion? Caution is true. Caution's side. You're gonna get that tonight. But again, we also are gonna get to what else is going on in her career, because it ain't just this. It ain't just this. But I appreciate everybody that pulled up, man. We almost got 100 in here. But it's time to start the day. It's time to be productive. It's about that time. Oh, yes, it is. I appreciate everybody that pulled up today. Make sure, again, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight is going down. Caution Response. And it's going to be a movie. Shout out my brother Deadass Talk, because you know we got some work coming. And shout out to everybody that pulled up. Again, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the likes. It helps the channel grow. We are over 7,000 strong. You know what I'm saying? I did this on my own, no help. Only people that helped me was the people that's in this live, the people that have been clicking and subscribing and following. Oh, let me show y'all the shirts. So I did a temperature check shirts. Now, this is the summer off-white shirt. The summer off-white joint. They 25. The summer off-white joints is 25. Got the quarter logo right there. And then you got the logo on the back. 25 plus shipping. Shipping is $10. Anything over $10, I'll cover that. Any shipping in the country over $10, I'll cover that. Pre-orders, please hit me up. Again, please hit me up on my Twitter or my Instagram. Hell, even my Facebook if you want one. But again, this is the front, the quarter logo on the chest. And then you got the temperature check logo on the back. We did about 30 shirts the first time, and that joker sold out in a week. I got 3 shirts left for that, so I got a new order coming in. So we're doing pre-orders right now, and I'm only doing 25 of those shirts. And after that, we're about to start getting ready for the summertime. But again, pull up tonight is going down, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got the Caution interview. Salute the Wings, salute the 6'8", salute the Caution, salute the RBE, salute to the Bricks, salute to Intake, salute to anybody in battle rap, everybody in battle rap, the bloggers, everybody else, the supporters. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know exactly what I do. This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And you know the motto. We ain't just getting started. I've been here.